Apple. We know we got the iPhones coming up, right? iPhone 16. Everybody who wants to get an iPhone 16, raise your hand. Get an iPhone this fall. Oh, by the way, Google's dropping their phones in like a week. The Google Pixel 9 generation. Anyways, Apple needs AI to find footing in China, according to somebody named Canalys. Never heard of him. All right, the firm Canalys says Apple ranks at the bottom of the list by market share of top smartphone vendors to mainland China. China is a huge market. You have like almost 2 billion people there. If you make a smartphone and you want to sell it as a worldwide product, you gotta do well in China. I'd say China and India gotta be markets you gotta do well in. And of course, the North American markets, you know, Canada and the US is huge too. It says here, investing in AI could boost Apple's ability to gain market share, according to analysts. Huawei beat out Apple with 15% market share in Q2 of 24, up 3% year over year, 10.6 million units shipped. So Huawei sells more devices than Apple. Apple shipped 9.7 million units, which was down 6.7% year over year. Apple garnered 14% market share in Q2 of this year. So what I think happened this year is, this is just from me listening to like the Bloomberg news articles and, the news channel, Bloomberg Live, all year, last couple of quarters at least, they've been talking about how Apple iPhone sales are slow in China. And one of the things that I remember them mentioning was this like iPhone ban for like state employees. I don't know if that ban on iPhones extended beyond that reach, but like if you're a state employed or country employed company employee, they're basically telling you can't bring this phone on this premise. You can't, own an iPhone as your personal device, or business device or whatever. You got to get a Huawei, And from what I understand, Huawei's are pretty cool phones. I wouldn't know. They're not North American phones, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, their sales are slumping, and that probably has something to do with it. Okay, it says here, Apple is experiencing challenges in China due to a lack of proper answer in AI against its competitors. In the longer term, Apple is expected to leverage its strengths in chip design, walled ecosystem, extensive cross-device integration, to establish differentiated competitiveness in the new era of AI-capable devices to gain strength in the competition. For a longer-term recovery in the China smartphone market, they explain that Apple should focus on AI features that are of interest to the local market in China. Apple should also focus on adding new and innovative features to differentiate itself from its competitors. Okay, so who are the competitors for Apple in China? Vivo, Oppo, Honor, Xiaomi, and Huawei. I think Huawei's the biggest player. I don't know, man. Oppo, that's like the OnePlus company. I thought they, who does the Honor brand? Is that Huawei? I think as well. So really, it's Huawei, Oppo. Who owns Vivo? That I don't know if that's another company. And then Xiaomi. Okay, so those are the competitors. That's who they're going to be competing with there. In the meantime, domestic vendors have been busy launching new products and expanding their offline channel reach, which has increased their smartphone shipments. Huawei's introduction of the Pura 70 series has intensified competition in the premium segment, with Huawei rapidly closing the gap and becoming the biggest competitor to Apple in China's premium smartphone market. All right, so here's a graph, and it has like the smartphone estimates. Vivo took the top spot in the market with 13.1 million units shipped, 19% market share, a 15% increase over the previous year. Huawei ranked fourth, coming in after Oppo at 11.3 million units, Honor at 10.7 million units. Competition between local brands is fierce. Okay, so here's the vibes I'm getting. In order for Apple to change the trajectory and to do better in China, they're going to have to create new features and capabilities through their AI development and research, because their competitors are doing a better job of this right now. And I just kind of named some of them. And that's just to be more competitive. There's no guarantee that it's going to take off, because you guys got to remember, when it comes to China, they can ban iPhone sales, across more situations and not just like state level employees. So Apple's got a fight on its hands, you know. Wow. I don't know, man. I mean, obviously Apple does a really nice job here in North America. They obviously do very well in the United States. They do very well in Canada. They do very well in Europe. But if you can't compete in China, you're kind of screwed. You can't name a country that has more people, right? So your potential sales will be impacted severely if you can't sell in China. SMT Nation, it is time for me to introduce to you Aura. Give you guys an incredible suite of cybersecurity protections to keep everything that you do online safe, keeping you safe from identity theft, scams, online threats, including protections for your entire family. They offer pretty much a worry-free trial period. Obviously, the pricing is very competitive, starting at $12 per month. They've got one simple and easy app for you to use. They've got incredible features, $1 million in coverage, 24/7 expert fraud support, transparent pricing, the money-back guarantee at 60 days with a free trial, no strings attached. So with the odds of falling victim to an online crime being 1 in 4, this would change everything. Really should check them out. The financial fraud protection is worth its weight in gold. Help keep your kids protected within boundaries that you set forth for them. Proven to be the fastest, most reliable fraud alert system. And it's as simple as choosing your plan, simply setting up how you're enrolled, and then getting notified for all the things that it's monitoring. Start your free trial now. Use our link. It's down in the description, and it's also here on the screen, aura.com/Sneed. You guys can click the URL. It's hyperlinked down in the description. And again, it's up here on the screen, aura.com/Sneed. Protect yourself from all the digital threats that's out there in the world.